I'm out in my garage playing again. This is the diamond fleece, an alpaca fleece. I have a video of me picking it with the Patrick Green triple picker. But what I'm going to do today is play, and I'm going to take some of this that's already been picked and card it with silk. This is some rainbow dyed silk, and I want to card 2 skeins. So I want to do, this is a batt that I've already done, and 3 of these makes one nice big 300-yard skein. So I want to do 2 skeins with silk. So I'm going to need to card 6 batts. They don't have to match exactly, but I do want them to at least resemble each other. So what I'm going to do is make this up as I go. You get a nice long piece of silk. And I know you should pull it apart, but since I'm going to be cutting it anyway, I'm going to cut it off. Now I'm going to divide this into 6 scientifically even pieces. You can see my scientific experiment has already gone astray. Pop the silk to get it to open because it's very, very condensed, especially after dyeing. I'm just going to kind of pick this open. Then I'm also going to cut this, which may give people heart attacks, because it really has a pretty long staple, and I want it to match the alpaca a little bit more. So I'm going to pop this all up and down to get it open. And then I'm going to snip it into about 1.5 to 2 inch lengths. I could pull it apart, but I don't want the real long staple with this. The alpaca has about a 2-inch staple, and I want them to match. I'm going to take some of the picked alpaca and layer just a tiny bit. It needs to feed through slowly, and put a little bit of silk with it. I'm really going to try to layer the silk between the alpaca to keep the silk from getting caught on the little drums. But with the burnishing brush, that helps feed all of that in. I'm actually going to run this through a couple times. I'm going to card my batts, then I'm going to go back and recard, which isn't really necessary, except I want to blend these a little bit. You won't be able to see me dipping into the bucket, but you will be able to see what I'm doing up here. Put the soap down, layer it with alpaca. Again, you should be able to read through that. When it gets caught like this, it just means I need to use the burnishing brush. See, I'm using a lot of silk. I like silk mixed in with anything and everything, but I don't enjoy spinning it by itself very much. Again, it's not difficult, but it takes time. If I was not using the super card, I might paint the silk onto the big drum of my louette. But that doesn't work with the super card. You need to let it get pulled in. Use a little bit different color this time. I may not use all of this. I may end up adding more. So this is very scientific. I'm going to spin a 2-ply. It'll probably be about a DK weight. That's what this has been spinning up. A lot of this trash will come out. A lot of it has spit out when I was picking it. More of it will spit out on the carder. More of it will spit out when I pull off the roving. More of it will spit out when I spin it. More of it will spit out when I skein it, to ply it. So a lot, by the time I'm finished, there won't be a lot of trash in this fleece. Some of the fleece has a lot more trash, bigger pieces of hay, and those I'm going to try to work with by flicking the fleece before I pick it. If I card all the hay and stuff in, it will ruin anything that I try to spin. Just this little spitty stuff comes out. I had a note from Margaret, who owned Diamond, this fleece, and she said they like to roll because, well, they get hot. It's Arizona, and we have a lot of hot weather, and by rolling in the dust, it takes some of the oil and makes them cooler. I think they just do it to torment the spinners. But finished carding the batt. I don't know, let me turn this around if I can. So you can see it on the drum. And because I want to run it through twice, I'm going to pull it off as a batt. You could also pull it off as roving. There's a little break in the carder. I'm going to pull it up. And I don't see what I'm doing. I'm pulling the batt off. It's a nice big thick batt, but you can see the very bottom didn't get any color, although it is mixed all through. So what I'll do is run this through again, then I'll pull it off as a roving. But before I run it through again, I'm going to card other batts and then mix them so the colors are all mixed together. I divided my batt, I carded 3 of them, and I divided them into 3 pieces each. That will help even out the color as well as the weight. This has a lot more silk in it. I've opened it out. So it's very thin, and I keep opening it out even more. It's hard to do when I'm trying to video. I should probably put this on the tripod, but I'm not sure you can see it as clearly. Here you can see a lot of one color all together, and that's why I'm recarding this. Now it's starting to build up, so I'm going to use the burnishing brush. Finished carding the 3 strips of roving, or of batts that I split. Now I'm going to pull a roving. I come to the split. This will work. I'm doing this on the super card, but you can do this on any drum card. And I pull it out. Now the silk is going to make this kind of fly away. My favorite dish, you can use a button or anything else. I use a milk carton lid. Start it through, hand over hand. You're going to pull it off. Keep the diz close. Roll and pull. Again, hand over hand. Let the roving fall. I'm almost at the end. I've just worked my way across. Each time I go around, I move over just a little bit. And I'm going to wind it up into a ball. And it's ready to spin.